Hello, everybody. I'm the Grand Blue, bringing you the latest in entertainment news. And today, I'm here to review Warcraft. The reason I'm reviewing this movie is, well, it's technically a video game movie, and I watched it, basically. But people have been giving this movie a lot of hate. When it came out, a lot of people didn't like it, and so I thought, well, how bad could this movie be? Well, I watched it, and I don't know. I don't know what to think, really. It's not bad. It's not good either, but it's also not bad. That's the thing. It's not a terrible movie. It's definitely worth a watch. But why did it get so much hate? I don't understand. The story, first off, is a little confusing. And before I really get into this, I'm not gonna pretend like I know what's going on. I don't play Warcraft. I'm not a fan of Warcraft, but gonna be honest, this movie does make me want to play Warcraft. It does get me into the game. So I think it accomplished some of that, but I know that the game's, a pretty big phenomenon, and if they got their facts wrong, I'm sure that's a good reason to not like it, but it's not a good enough reason to hate it. This movie didn't do badly, in my opinion, but I don't know. My main problem with it is, well, I'll get into it. Let's talk about the characters. And before I begin, this movie's main problem I'm going to address now. I don't remember anything. I remember the story. I remember that. The story was great. But I don't remember the characters. That's probably its main problem. I don't remember the characters. I don't remember any of the dialogue. Barely any of it is remembered, but I remember the visuals, which is, good, but come on. If I can't even remember your main character's name, which even then, I don't know who's the main character. I think it's some knight dude, or maybe it's a wizard. I don't know. Let's just call them by their class. The warrior guy is, well, he's trying to protect the king, who's also his brother-in-law. It's very hard to review this movie, mainly because I don't remember much. That's probably this movie's problem. It's very forgettable, but it's still good for a watching. It gets kind of confusing near the end, so I can't really go in depth because, again, this movie's fairly forgettable. And I think that's the problem. This movie shouldn't be forgettable. I should remember everything. Maybe if the names weren't so complicated, or I don't know, maybe if they focused on a character long enough. Yeah, that's another problem in the movie. It keeps jumping from character to character. You can't really tell who's supposed to be the main character, but you have a good idea because it's who gets the most screen time. But even then, he has to share that screen time with other characters who have semi-plots in the movie. Oh, and by the way, if you were hoping to get a bunch of scenes with that awesome troll dude, don't. He's like there a few times. He has a cool story. I like that character. That's the character that I fell in love with. I like when I saw him in the trailers, I was like, oh yes, I want to go see this. This guy's gonna be awesome. He's gonna join up with the humans. He's gonna mess some stuff up. No, he doesn't. He doesn't team up with the humans. He tries to, but it doesn't go well. And he ends up, his entire group of people end up getting killed because he won't side with evil. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, see, yeah, that's a cool character. Now he has a reason to fight. Yeah, now he's got a reason to fight back because he thinks that this guy is corrupting his tribes. Now it's killed them. It's killed his wife. His son is out there somewhere, which, by the way, there's going to be a sequel to this movie, so get ready for that. Okay? He's got a reason to fight. And literally, his scenes in the movie are the best scenes. Okay? Literally, if you cut out all the human parts, his movie would just be 30 minutes. Maybe, at best. Really, they didn't focus that much on him. And he was like the main. He was the dude. He was the guy in every trailer. He's the one we associated with, and he's the one we started caring about because we were like, oh man, this dude's going to be awesome. He's going to be like medieval Hulk or something. And no, he's not the main character in the movie, though. He's a side character. Or, yeah, he's a side character who gets its own plot line, but it goes nowhere other than his son now lives and is like a baby Moses or something. Yeah, his plot line goes nowhere, and it makes no sense. I wanted to see more of that character, but he, spoiler alert, dies. Yeah, he dies. I'm not going to tell you how he dies, but he does die as a badass. I'll give him that much. He does die in the most awesome way possible. So it's worth watching still. I know I'm giving this movie a lot of hatred, but it's still good. I mean, it's not a bad movie to watch. It really isn't. But it has so many problems that maybe you wouldn't watch it, even though it's worth watching once. You might need to watch it again to see if you understand everything that's happening. I certainly do. But it's not bad, but it's also not good because it's got so many problems. Again, the main characters are kind of the problem, but every character who gets a storyline, you do slightly care about them. But when it's all done, there's nothing that really, nothing gets resolved in this movie. Um, yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? And given the length of this movie, which it was a long movie, okay, this thing refused to end with its plot lines. Literally, they had so many different characters with plots of their own. Like the mage was like an outcast of the mage society, and he had to stop the almighty mage, and then the night guy had to protect his brother-in-law and save the kingdom, but they thought that he was crazy because he was also protecting his son, and then his son had his plot line where he wanted to get respect from his father, and then there was this halfling troll character who was like she wanted to be accepted by someone's tribe, and she's trying to get respect from the humans and the trolls at the same time. And then there's the main man, the guy who we all love, the main troll dude, who I'm gonna call, let's call him Sulk. Let's call him Sulk. Yeah. So Sulk, he's got his own plot. Like, you know, he's trying to protect his people. He's trying to protect his clan, which are the Snow Wolf clan. That's the only thing I remember because that dude was awesome. The Snow Wolf clan. He's trying to protect them, making sure they don't go to the dark side, which is kind of the feeling I get from this. This movie has a bit of a Star Wars vibe for being Warcraft. But, like, that's five, and that's not all of them. There's still like one or two more. Like, seriously. Matter of fact, there's three more because of the baby. Yeah, there's like, I think eight plot lines in one movie. That's insane. You can't do that. You can't do that. They are doing what I am now officially calling, they are doing the amazing. They have amazing disease. That's what it is. It's the theory, the amazing theory. What it is Amazing Spider-Man 2. Okay? Remember that movie? Yeah, they had a bunch of villains that went nowhere. Okay? They had one good villain, but there were so many other characters around that villain that he got overshadowed and casted aside and turned into crap. So yeah, it's the amazing theory Amazing Theorem? This needs a better name. I'll come up with a better one, but let's for now just call it Amazing Syndrome. There we go. Amazing Syndrome. That's what this movie has. Amazing Syndrome. Hashtag Amazing Syndrome. Yeah, hashtag Amazing Syndrome. World of Warcraft. And really, it's just so long. The movie refused to end. And I think that's my main problem with it. It should have ended. This movie could have been 2 movies. I mean, yeah, they've already set up for a sequel, but they could have made it 2 movies and maybe sit on some of the ideas that they had and then realize maybe then they weren't so good. Okay. I'm just saying, there's got to be a sequel, or maybe there's not, because I don't know about World of Warcraft enough to know if this was a prequel. This might have been a prequel to set up the World of Warcraft universe. If it's not, and they are setting up for a sequel, then good. This gives them time to maybe fix their shit. But if they're not doing another one, and this whole thing was a prequel to the World of Warcraft universe, then I'm sorry. I have to give this thing this, because no. I'm almost certain you did a bad job. And I don't even know about World of Warcraft, but I know you did not give it enough respect. You tried to cram so much into one movie that you just failed. Not to say that there aren't good parts in this movie, because there are, but at the same time, this movie does not do well. It should have been 2 movies. Hell, it could have been a World of Warcraft trilogy if you tried hard enough. But no, you wanted to cram everything into one movie. That's your mistake. Again, I suggest watching this movie because it's worth a watching. But at the same time, I don't blame you for not watching it. But don't listen to the people who say, oh, this is an awful movie. It's all bad. It's all bad. It's not all bad. It really isn't. There's 1 or 2 scenes that I actually did enjoy. I enjoyed a lot of this movie, but mainly it does have so many problems that I can't enjoy it too much. I wanted this movie to be good. I mean, the effects are amazing. The visuals in this movie are beautiful to look at. They are beautiful to witness. But the characters are forgettable. There's too many plot lines. The movie doesn't end. And even though I don't know anything about World of Warcraft, I'm sure they got facts wrong. The point is, this movie has so many problems that it overshadows the good parts of this movie, because there's good characters, there's a good plot line, but they focus on the wrong parts. They do everything wrong, but at the same time doing some of the things right. It makes no sense. This movie boggles the mind on how it was made and how it exists in a strange yin-yang creation of bad and good parts of a movie. It's insane. I watched the movie, and because I knew I was going to do a review, I kept thinking to myself, wow, was this movie good? Was this movie bad? I kept analyzing bits and pieces of this movie to see if I could come up with a consensus of good or bad. But the thing is, this movie does not fit in either one. Because of everything it does wrong, it kind of does some things right. But again, this movie is not great. It's not. But it's worth the watching. Again, I know I might be giving some mixed signals here, but guess what? So does the movie. That's what it's done to my mind. I don't know what to think of it. That's the problem. I can't remember the characters because they're forgettable. I don't have any connection with these characters other than the character that they barely showed. Yeah, and I don't even remember his name, but I know I liked him. I don't remember his name, and I feel bad about not knowing these characters' names. I really do. But at the same time, if you're not going to maybe form some kind of connection with those characters, because I don't remember their dialogue. I don't remember any of their dialogue. I remember parts of the plot. I remember the plot like that, but I don't want to say it because it gets confused. Excuse me, but it gets confusing without names, you know? Like, there's this Grandmaster Wizard who's also evil, and it's kind of obvious he's evil. Kinda. Like, it goes to a lot of places. Wait a minute, that's another plot! That is another plot line! That's 9! I just figured out another plot line. That's 9 of them. And 10 if you count another character that you'd have to watch the movie to know what the fuck he is. It's really, really confusing. Things in this movie get confusing, but again, this movie isn't bad, but it's also not good. I have no defined consensus on this movie. I really don't. But I will say that it's not the worst movie. It's not. It could have been a lot worse. Okay? The CGI in this movie could have sucked, but it doesn't. And that's a good part. That's a plus. That's a plus. Definitely a plus in their favor. But all the real people suck. Yeah, if they're not CGI, they kind of suck. Except for one character. But even then, he's kind of like, he's a joke. He's more there for comedy relief, and even then, I don't even know if that's true. But the movie is definitely worth a watching because they're gonna make a sequel, and if they don't, well, I wouldn't care, honestly. And I don't think anybody wants a sequel, but I wouldn't be surprised if they made one. Anyway, I'm the Grand Blue. This has been a kind of review of World of Warcraft, the movie. And until next time, tune in next week. I think it's time we review something a little more lighthearted, while at the same time being a little sad. Tune in next week when I review Finding Dory. Oh. And I'll have the tissues on standby. Oh.